Good morning, family and friends. 1 Corinthians 15:10. But by the grace of God, I am what I am. I am what I am. Let's take a brief look at the Apostle Paul, who faced opposition. He says, we are troubled on every side. We are perplexed. We are persecuted, and we are cast down. These four very negative statements: troubled, persecuted, perplexed, and cast down. There's a whole lot going on against the man of God. There's a whole lot going on against us at the same time. Do we realize that the devil never comes at us with just one attack? He comes at us wholeheartedly. But let's take a look at these one by one. Paul says he was troubled. To be troubled means he was harassed, he was worried, he was in periods of discomfort. He said he was troubled on every side, nowhere to turn, nowhere to go, nowhere to run. He suffered harassment. He states he was perplexed. He was confused. My God, any of us ever been confused? He didn't have all the answers himself. He was disturbed about his own inability to completely rid himself of his carnal nature. He knew that he was anointed to warn others of the impending dangers of sin, but yet he had his own issues to deal with, and it just bothered him. And then it says he was persecuted. They talked about him. They stoned him. They beat him. He was falsely accused and physically abused. He was misused. He was the victim of scourgings. He was the victim of whippings. He was beaten on many sides. And finally, Paul says, I was cast down. He's constantly being knocked down, thrown into the valley of despair. And this would cause any one of us to say, I give up. I give up. Paul talked about the thorn in his flesh that kept him from developing a super ego. But despite all of these things, Paul declares, but by the grace of God. Every effort was made to keep me down, but by the grace of God, I was persecuted. I was confused. I was beat. I was thrown away. I was thrown down, but by the grace of God, I am still here. But by the grace of God, the enemy will attempt to throw things our way. He will attempt to discourage and keep us focused on those issues. But I stop by to tell you, but by the grace of God, I am that I am. Those things will come. Those things will rear their ugly head, but God is able to supply all of it, but by the grace of God. Yes. We've been troubled. We've been perplexed. We've been distressed. We've been cast down. But brothers and sisters, look where God has brought us from. But by the grace of God, we have made it. We've had some ups. We've had some downs, but by the grace of God, we know what it feels like to be level to the ground, but by the grace of God. Thank God for his grace. Thank God for his mercy. The mountains may get rough to climb, but by the grace of God, he's going to lead us up the rough side. And when we get to the top and we look over, we can declare, but by the grace of God. Sometimes friends will leave us, but by the grace of God, what a friend we have in Jesus. We've had to drink from the bitter cup, but by the grace of God, he supplied our need in our time of thirst. We got tired, but don't give up, because the grace of God is sufficient. He declares, my grace is sufficient. Lord, I thank you for your grace. Lord, I thank you for your mercy. That's why I can sing Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see through many dangers, toils, and snares. I've already come. This grace has brought me safe thus far, and grace will lead me on. I declare today I am that I am by the grace of God. bless you. You are who you are by the grace of God. God is still working on us, but his grace is sufficient. God bless and keep you.